Good evening. Thank you for being here. The time is now 6:04 p.m. and we are going to call our board meeting to order. VP Bowman, if you can do the roll call, please.
Okay, I am present. Trustee Davis Smith. Trustee Dooley.
Present.
Trustee Gross.
Present.
Dr. Hannah.
Present.
Trustee Miller.
Present.
And Trustee Terry.
Present.
Madam President, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you. If we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to make a motion to amend our agenda. We need to add to report pending litigation by counsel in case number 2024-211638, to report on pending litigation by legal counsel in case number 2025-215991, and to report on pending litigation by legal counsel in MDCR case 65754. And these items will be added, closed session item will be added at the end, towards the end of the meeting, after communications, petitions, and delegations.
Madam Chair, in addition to the approval of the agenda, I want it to be noted that the vote from our last meeting does not reflect what I recall voting. And that was on, I did vote to abstain from VP Bowman's voting of vice president, but I did not, I'm almost positive, I signaled a no vote for the new consulting firm, or Lord, whatever that was.
I'm sorry, Trustee Dooley, right now we're on a motion regarding closed session, and we'll save that for.
You were just on amending the agenda, so
Yes.
that's where I was going with
No,
that.
we're amending the agenda to add an item on the agenda.
Okay,
No, that's okay.
we won't
Can I get a
approve
motion to
minutes.
approve the amendment of the agenda
So
to add
moved.
closed session?
Support.
Thank you. It's been moved by Trustee Gross and supported by Treasurer Terry to amend the agenda to add a closed session to discuss the 3 pending litigation cases as mentioned. Any questions? Roll call, please. Moved by Trustee Gross and supported by Treasurer Terry.
Trustee Davis Smith. Okay, Trustee Davis Smith.
We're
Yes.
voting to amend the agenda.
Yes. Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
Dr. Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
And I'm voting yes.
Thank you. If I can get a motion to accept the to approve the amended agenda.
So moved. Support.
It's been moved by Treasurer Terry, supported by Trustee Gross to approve the amended agenda. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
Dr. Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. And Trustee Davis Smith.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Oh, sorry, yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. All right. It was moved by Treasurer Terry and supported by Trustee Gross. All right, moving on down our agenda. Good evening again, trustees. It's been a few weeks, but it's good to be back in business. Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda items?
Point of order,
Yes.
to go back to, as it pertains to the consent agenda, I think that where we revisit the trustees Dooley's concern, because those minutes are within the consent agenda.
Thank you.
And ask that that matter reflect what it is that she was asking before we approve the actual consent agenda, which maintained the notes from that meeting. That's when you make your change there, I'm asking?
Yes, that would be where we make
That
a
would be,
change.
yes, you would make the change at that time.
So is there any questions regarding the consent agenda items?
So I received, in looking at the minutes that were sent out, it showed that my vote was an abstention. I don't recall abstaining from anything other than VP Bowman's nomination for vice presidency. The other one was a no, and if you go back, the records will reflect I'm voting no on multiple things consecutively as a result of us not having a forensic audit performed as of to date.
Okay, any other questions regarding the consent agenda? Noted, I think Ms. Wright has looked at the recording and she did have comments as it relates to that, but Ms. Wright, if you can just note that in the minutes. Thank you. Any other
Also,
questions?
Ms. Wright did send me something. However, she did not send a time stamped anything for me to just jump on and go straight to where she said the vote. So until then, I want my vote to reflect a no.
Any other questions regarding the consent agenda? Can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda
So
items,
moved.
please?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by trustee Gross, supported by Secretary Davis Smith to approve the consent agenda items. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Moved and seconded. Okay, I'm
Moved-
sorry.
no, that's okay. Moved by trustee Gross,
Okay,
and it was supported by Secretary Davis Smith.
all righty. Okay, now trustee Gross,
Yes.
Dr. Hannah,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
trustee Terry.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Davis Smith
Yes.
and trustee Dooley.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, moving on down to information from the superintendent and administration. Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, President Hannah. Good evening, trustees, community members, and friends. We are really excited to be at this juncture today where I will give a high-level overview of our 25-30 strategic plan. This is for discussion and action. As you know, Pontiac School District entered into a strategic plan with Third Eye in around about August of 2023. There was various shifts and pauses to this plan, but we stayed the course, and we have a living document that we've had input from the community, our staff, parents, students, and we are just really proud to share with you this evening some of the high-level elements of the strategic plan that will drive Pontiac School District forward for the next 5 years. Again, please be mindful that this strategic plan also ties into all elements of our district blueprint, our MTSS, multi-tiered system of support, and our overall curriculum and instructional vision for Pontiac School District. So I'll just read the agenda item. It is the strategic plan. The strategic action plan serves as a beacon as we navigate the educational landscape to provide our students with the roadmap of educational excellence that supports the needs of the whole child. We are committed to our vision, our mission and vision, and the key pillars for success. So the key pillars that are included in this plan, of course, are student achievement, social emotional health and well-being, district innovation and operational sustainability, and equitable community and economic development.
Point of order.
Trustee Dooley?
Dr. Leverett, you're proceeding with a strategic action plan. I have been out of town, so I could have missed it. Correct me, anyone, if you will, but I've yet to see your goals as superintendent. So I cannot align those with the strategic action plan. I've yet to see your goals and the things that we talked about at your evaluation.
The goals,
I've yet to see them. I don't want to hear them. I want to read it.
Dr. Leverett, yes, Secretary Davis Smith.
I thought that we were supposed to make the goals for the superintendent.
Yes, we do.
That is correct.
So
That is correct.
So how can we move forward with a strategic plan to know that it lines up with our goals when we don't have any? I'm just asking.
No, that's fine, trustee Dooley. And just for clarification, when we completed the superintendent evaluation back in June, there were notes during that discussion made as to potential goals that could be set for Dr. Leverett. And we set dates as to when we're going to do personnel reviews in which we will sit down, we will discuss potential goals for Dr. Leverett with her, and that will take place at our September board governance meeting. But for right now, our discussion is in regards to the strategic plan that is set for the district. When we do discuss goals for Dr. Leverett, we will ensure that the attainable goals that we create are in alignment with the strategic goals of the district.
So we're putting the cart before the horse.
No,
No.
please continue, Dr. Leverett.
okay, thank you. If you'll reference page 12, there you have the table of contents, the letter from the president of the Board of Education, the letter from myself, as well as Dr. Devison, who was very instrumental in putting this plan together. You see our mission, our vision, our values, and of course, we have 4 pillars with actionable strategies and definitions. Excuse me. And page 13 and 14 talks about, those are the letters contained in this document. You see that our mission, the school district of the city of Pontiac, is an essential community partner contributing to thriving communities through student and family education, learning and development for teaching and administrative staff, safe learning environments and neighborhood spaces, and generative collaboration, which just means that we are all a team. We are all focused on these goals and outcomes that we have set forth for our district. Excuse me, thank you. There are 8 values that we have identified here. Those values include safe and orderly full-service schools. Student learning is the central priority. Accountability at all levels, respect for diversity, our parents as partners, community ownership of the district, building on community strengths and assets, and a commitment to continuous improvement. Our 4 pillars. The first pillar, of course, is student achievement. As I stated at the beginning of our presentation, when we talk about student achievement, we cannot do that without making sure that we have a comprehensive core instruction in place for pre-K through 12 education that includes college and career readiness. So you see that we have 3 goals that are inclusive of ensuring that we are having systems, processes, and resources in place that support the whole child. Again, we talk a lot about the MTSS multi-tier system of support because that is where you will find educational outcomes and resources that support our students both academically, socially, and emotionally as well. Goal 2, encouraging college and career exploration from pre-kindergarten through high school. We have a CTE program that we have several opportunities for our students to engage in. As you all know, most recently, we have our preschool program along with our partnership with Oakland University, just as one example, and our Baby Peace program, which is moving closer to fruition. And we are very excited about that program. Cultivating an active spirit of civic, social, and environmental responsibility among our students and making sure that we further continue to create opportunities for all of our students to know, understand, and participate in a civic society, and that their voice, student voice, is also an integral part of this plan. And there are some critical success factors as identified to support our first goal. So these are factors that we have talked about, that we have discussed, that will be critical again in enhancing our school day and expanded learning opportunities by integrating students' everyday experiences and issues to increase our relevance. And one of those examples is our Project Excel after school program that we have had in the district for a number of years. We know far too well, it came very close to home that that program was in trouble of being taken away from our students. A program that extends our pre-K through 12 learning experience. We have that program. It's still viable. We are going to continue to build on it. And also, we have to keep in mind what contingency plans should we put in place, because we know that as a school district and a state of Michigan, that we are in some critical times with various funding assumptions that change from day to day, and really no clear direction. But again, we're keeping our eyes and ears open. We are pulling our staff together, and we are making sure that we are able to pivot so that we can continue to provide the necessary experiences that our kids need to thrive. Improving in student preparedness for local and state assessments. We know that we are not where we want to be academically. We have to change to meet the needs of our students as it relates to all areas of academics. So when we talk about that, we cannot have that conversation without ensuring, again, that we have highly qualified teachers in our classrooms, that we have a viable, reliable, research-based curriculum that makes sure that it's meeting the needs and it's culturally relevant to our students' needs. Let's take a look at Pillar 2, our social emotional health and well-being. We have identified 4 goals as well as critical success factors, just trying to give you a feel for how this document, the flow of it. But again, keep in mind that this is a living document. If we get into the school year and we find out that this particular program isn't meeting the needs of students, then we make sure that we are looking at the data and we are immediately responding. This is the point in time where our performance management system comes into play, because that is where we have meetings with Dr. Devison, the curriculum and instruction team, the building level principal, and the teachers. And we talk about student data. We talk about academic data. We talk about attendance data. We talk about behavioral data. And there are a number of other data points that are critical to ensuring that our students, again, academics, and the second pillar that we're discussing this evening, the social emotional health and well-being of our students. So you see, goal 1 is to foster safe, supporting learning environments for students with a multi-tiered, there's that word again, multi-tiered system of support that reinforces students' academic success. So again, we talk about the problem-solving protocol, but we also have to talk about what resources we currently have in place in our schools to make sure that we are ensuring that our students have what they need. And one of those, well, several of those that we have that lives into that multi-tiered system of support, they are our behavior interventionists, our social worker, and anyone that is employed by Pontiac School District is charged with making sure that our students have the resources, the care, the love, and concern that they need. Oftentimes that comes from a classroom teacher, which is the first point of contact with a student. It can come from a bus driver, the custodian, our food service. Everyone in this district is important, is accountable, and is a part of the team that is charged with making sure that moving forward, we are doing just that, providing the resources that our students need. So we can't just have a conversation about academics without making sure that we are supporting the social and emotional needs that our students come to school with. Many of them face several challenges that we continue to talk about throughout the year, but we also have several resources in place that we are proud of, that we are able to pivot, that we are able to make sure that we are utilizing the data to be responsive and not reactive. Goal 2, collaborate with families and community partners to provide a continuum of essential family support services responsive to local community needs. We have several community partners. I will not start naming them because I don't want to miss anyone, but our community partners are vital to the success of a school district and our students. They love our school district. They love our children. And it is evident in terms of resources, supports that they have been able to provide to this district. And they are true partners that have come along and continue to expand, continue to respond, and continue to do so in respectful manners. And we appreciate the open dialogue, the two-way communication, and the transparency that it really takes to get down to the root causes of some of the academic barriers that we face as a district, as well as some of the barriers that many of our students come to school with and face as it relates to social emotional learning. So we are going to continue to grow in that area. We are going to continue to reach out to our families, because we would not be here without our families and our students. The goal 3 is to build capacity among our teachers, professional staff, and administrators to effectively address the social emotional well-being of our students. And one of the resources that we use, and we use that throughout the state of Michigan, excuse me, I'm going to let you do a little bit of talking in a minute, Dr. Devison, but I'm on the road now, but is our CASAL. And there's a social emotional wheel that all of our teachers, our staff, and we need to do a better job, of course, of rolling that out to the community. But it really is talking about the positive behavior intervention supports is embedded in that CASAL wheel, and it's talking about the character education and how we expect our students to show up to school and how we show up as adults in supporting our students to getting where they need to be in terms of the goals and objectives that we've laid out. Goal number 4, partner with philanthropy and public sector agencies to advocate for resources capable of increasing resilience among community-based service providers and the community at large. Again, I spoke to the wealth of community partners that we have, but we also have partners that provide health education and resources to our student at all of our schools, including Pontiac Middle School, Pontiac High School, and ITA. So we just need to make sure, again, that the climate that we're in education, really, this is an unprecedented times that we're in. And so we need to be able to step up as the smart people that we are and do unprecedented things in unprecedented, challenging times. And so we have an opportunity to pivot and do some things that we have never done before to make sure that regardless of what happens, we are still going to be here. We're still going to be able to feed all children. We're going to be able to educate all children, and we're going to be able to provide extracurricular in the way of our after-school programming to our students. So here are some of the critical success factors, just making sure that we have ongoing learning and development opportunities. Those must be available, and all stakeholders must be actively engaged in the process. Making sure that we have the ability to employ evidence-based practices, train the trainer opportunities, and credentialing to build school and district capacity. Making sure that as we're having conversations about project-based learning, we have several teachers that have been trained a number of years ago, but again, that train the trainer model simply means that we have staff in this district, they are certified, they are ready to step up, and they are ready to take what they know and train a group or small group of teachers and learners. It is cost effective, and it is something that is well received by teacher colleagues and peers from experience. Stakeholders must recognize that students' academic performance and social emotional health are linked together. Again, we cannot have that conversation without understanding that they are linked together. These are some of the critical success factors, making sure that there's advocacy for social and emotional health and wellness resources. Again, we have our Pontiac School District Resilience and Restorative Committee. That committee is inclusive of myself, Yvette Williams, and I won't start naming a bunch of people, but they are inclusive of our social workers, our behavioral therapists that have had extensive training. And really, this is an area that I'm passionate about. Of course, I'm passionate about all the areas, but really passionate about this because we need to make sure that as we're talking about the self-care and these critical factors for our students, they're the same critical factors that are important, that our teachers, that our staff, that our leadership shows up with the level of well-being and care that they can then give to students. So we need to make sure that that is in place for our staff as well. Making sure as part of a critical success factor that we have a district transformational team that should be established and vested with decision-making authority to advance activities under this pillar. Pillar 3, district innovation and operational sustainability. Goal 1, continue electrifying the district's bus fleet and integrate cutting-edge technology into district facilities in addition to operational, curricular, and organizational learning activities. Cultivate a diverse array of mutual reinforcing activities capable of driving student, family, community, and district success. So again, appealing to the community, our staff, our students, our stakeholders. It takes a village. There's a reason that that quote is still around, probably more than 100 years old, because it does take a village. So with that being said, the board, it is the desire of the administration that the board approve this strategic plan, because we need to start taking this conversation forward out into our community, because we need everyone on board, everyone in support, everyone knowing and understanding, again, that we cannot do this work alone. We are better together. Diversify district revenues through collaborative programs, school-based ventures, events, and long-term investments, partnering with colleges and universities renowned for urban education training to identify and incentivize the recruitment of teaching support and administrative staff. The most important person that stands in front of that classroom every day, they are our teachers, our support staff, our principals. You are important. The outcomes and the trajectory of our students' lives and their future is in the hands of our teachers, and we don't take it lightly. So we want to continue to honor and celebrate our teachers, but also making sure that they are duly compensated, that their voices are heard, and that they have the resources and tools to produce outcomes, to build relationships with students, to understand that our kids need rigor, and we need to be met with our students need to be met with high expectations. And we can only do that if our teachers know and understand what it is that we want them to do, which is why we're communicating this strategic plan today. And we're going to continue to communicate this strategic plan and our outcomes so that our teachers have the power that they need to be empowered and do their jobs. Dr. Devison, goal number 4, would you like to? Oh, it's okay. I'll keep it moving. Goal number 4, equitable community and economic development. Working with families and partners to provide localized community education in support of lifelong learning and cultural enrichment. And I hope that we all know and understand, you keep hearing the word family, family, family. We cannot do it without our families. So families, whatever you need, that is our job. We need you. You are a critical partner. We need you. Goal 2, nurture employee partnerships to expand work-based learning opportunities for students and direct access to in-demand career opportunities for parents and families. There are so many jobs out there. Just look at AI. There are so many resources out there and jobs of the future that have not yet been identified for our students. And so we want to make sure that those opportunities that our students, Pontiac students, are at the table, they have a voice, and they have exposure and opportunity. Work with local government and property owners to cooperatively invest in neighborhood development while exposing students to various career pathways across traditional and emerging professions. Excuse me. Here are some critical success factors. Routinely identifying employer needs for skilled and unskilled workers. What are some of the skills that are needed? We know that technology is a huge one. Ability to effectively engage small businesses and property owners to identify workplace needs and collaboration with partners to provide incentives. Leverage district facilities as neighborhood hubs for education, training, and career matchmaking activities. Cooperatively pursue grants with community-based partners. Consider co-location and joint investment opportunities with city government. You know that quote, one small step. We have a movie night this Thursday. That is a joint venture with the city. So it's going to be wonderful. A district transformation team should be established and vested with decision-making authority to advance activities under this pillar. But we in transition and transformation. That is a good thing. Here's some actionable strategies. Community schools transformation, career pathways for students and employees, trauma-informed leadership development, family and community engagement. Thank you.
Is that it, Dr. Leverett?
Yes, it is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education support and approve the 25-30 strategic plan.
Board trustees, do you have any questions or comments for Dr. Leverett? I didn't see. It's hard to see when we in this shape. I can't look around and see everybody's faces. Well, I'm excited that we have this in place because I know we have operated as a district without a strategic plan for probably the past 10 years at minimum. And it has been asked of us if we had a strategic plan, and this has been a work in progress. I know we started working on this strategic plan in late 2023, and Third Eye Network was working to get this completed during in 2024. So I am excited that it is complete. It's definitely packaged nice, but the content that's inside of it, these are things that we had already been having discussions about as a priority for us in the district. So I'm happy to see that we have a plan for our school district for the next 5 years at least. And like Dr. Leverett said, this is a living document. So if there's things in here that occurs or we feel that is not relevant or it's not applicable, then those are things that can be changed and reconsidered. So thank you, Dr. Leverett, for going through and reading this. I know once it is approved, should it be approved by the board, then we will make sure that every staff member receive a copy of this strategic plan, and this will be made available to community as well so that they can then see what the plans are for the Pontiac School District for the next 5 years. Okay. No other questions or comments regarding the strategic plan. We'll move on down the agenda to item B, 25-26 Student Code of Conduct. Dr. Leverett.
Thank you. This, I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on a strategic plan. This 25-26 Student Code of Conduct is for discussion and action. The following updates: the transportation policy, the marking period calendar, more reader-friendly formatting, add student acceptable use of technology, the student agreement to appendix, the school board positions and artificial AI safeguards and rules, and edit the student superintendent message and anti-harassment compliance officers information. It is attached. It has been updated. I apologize, the error is bothering me. And it is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the 25-26 Student Code of Conduct.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Leverett. Board trustees, are there any questions or comments in regards to the Student Code of Conduct?
Yes,
Okay, Trustee Miller.
thank you. On page 67 or page 89 of our packet, at the bottom here, I see that the last update from Neola was from 2012. And my question and concern is that has this been ran through Neola since 2012 to ensure that we are aligned with the state requirements and obligations as it pertains to our student code of conduct? Because as I'm viewing it, the last update that is displayed here is from 2012.
It does, Trustee Miller. The
The Neola, they are all vetted through Neola. All of our policies are.
But this, follow-up question, please. Has this been ran through Neola recently? Because again, I guess my confusion is that it doesn't say Neola 2025 or 2024. It has a date of 2012, and I'm just concerned that if it hasn't been ran recently for to be checked by Neola, that we may not be up to date with what's current.
They do it every year. I'm sorry, Trustee Miller, but can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, they review our policies every year.
So does that date maybe reflect the last time changes were made
The
in
last-
terms of Neola policy
Yes, but
regarding
I'll
that?
double
or-
check it for you, Trustee Miller, but they look at them every year. Yep.
Trustee Miller, any other questions?
No, thank you.
Any other questions, trustees? Trustee Gross?
If this is approved, how quickly is it going to get out to the students for their preview or review?
The students, that the schools will have them for the students when they return?
Yes,
Yes, it will be.
thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay. Next agenda item, business service consultant recommendation. Dr. Leverett.
This is for discussion and action. This is the proposal for financial consulting Pronexus, and you also have the proposal for financial consulting Riemann Robinson LLC. Approval of financial discussion. Background rationale. Due to the non-renewal of the previous CFO, our current financial consultant's contract ending July 31st, 2025, and the inability to find a suitable applicant for the posted position of the Executive Director of Business and Finance, the district is in need of a stopgap measure in order to ensure that the district continues to keep up with the financial operations of the district as well as prepare for the annual audit. Currently, there are numerous open CFO positions in southeastern Michigan. There is a good chance our position could remain unfilled for the unforeseeable future. 2 firms were recommended to the district. We reached out to both of these firms, Riemann Robinson and Pronexus, to supply proposals to the district. Both proposals were reviewed internally and by district council. Both proposals are assuming 2 to 3 days per week of work, mostly done remotely. Both proposals include the ability to add staffing support beyond the Executive Director of Business and Finance. The major differences were cost, contract term, and the cancellation penalty. The Riemann proposal has a fixed contract term of 27 months with a penalty of $56,000 for cause. The fees for staffing is also higher at $28,000 per month for 80 hours or $350 per hour. The Pronexus proposal includes an hourly cost of $185 and is open-ended. In other words, if the district is able to fill the position internally or wants to terminate the agreement for any other reason, there is only a 14-day notification required. If Pronexus is able to complete all necessary tasks working 3 days per week, the net cost is actually lower than what is in the budget for the Executive Director of Business and Finance positions per the chart below. District budgeted position, salary, $149,163. Benefits, FICA retirement is $100,090. The total annual cost is $249,253. The hourly cost is $159 an hour. Pronexus proposal, 3 days a week for a total annual cost of $213,120, which is $185 hourly cost. While we have recently filled all the other finance positions, we would like to use Pronexus to provide support in the event one or more of these positions become vacant. As with the above calculation, it is likely that the cost will be within the current budgets for these positions. Administration is recommending that we approve the Pronexus contract as presented. We would like this contract to start as soon as possible, but no later than September 1st, 2025, and the funding source is there. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the proposal from Pronexus for financial consulting for the 25-26 school year. In the event the administration is able to fill all open positions during the year and/or wishes to terminate the Pronexus contract, the Board of Education will be notified accordingly.
Okay, thank you very much. Board trustees, any questions?
Yes.
Was that
Yeah,
trustee Dooley?
that's trustee Dooley.
Okay, trustee Dooley.
So I have a couple of questions. In the inability to find people to work these jobs, we've had two that I know of employment fairs. Did anyone, and I guess I have to go through the chair to interim HR. How many people, did anyone apply for these positions? Any of those finance positions? Apply, attend? So how much of this interviewing have you actually done? Or who's actually doing the interview? For any of the jobs? Because I'm not hearing what I want to hear. So who's actually been doing these interviews? I'm speaking of any position. Do those persons have names? And how much of this have you done as being the interim? How much interviewing have you done as being the interim? I don't care which positions. I'm not even being nasty. I'm just trying to get to a point. How much have you done as the interim? Because I'm concerned that I'm getting calls that people are applying for various jobs and then they're being told because they don't meet every single thing and because we're in a needed state, a person that's more apt as far as our younger persons, the Regina and the Jalen, I don't think they come with enough of life background experiences to know how we can equate somebody's working experience to having knowledge. I know you would, but I'm just asking. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Dr. Leverett, in regards to the people working remotely, this is more of a comment. Does that not limit the ability to work collectively and work in concert in the building? So if things need to be done, we don't have to necessarily wait for people to come or we get with them? Why, is that part of the contract that they're allowed to work remotely opposed? Because with this kind of money, I would love to see them in the building. So at any time we could call on them. That's a lot of money.
Right, and that's exactly what we will be doing, Trustee Dooley. I have asked that they front load at the beginning to be here hands-on in the business office. But yes, again, that remote is an option and that is part of their contract. But again, as I stated, they will be here working very closely with the business office initially. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions, trustee Dooley?
I'm trying to think of his name. He did a presentation of the budget.
Jim Graham.
Jim, is Jim still with us? Jim Graham.
No, he is not.
He has finished.
Correct. He is willing to work one-day transition with this company.
So for the record, Jim Graham no longer receives any compensation from the school district of the city of Pontiac.
That is correct.
I yield.
Trustee Gross.
Thank you. My question is, with this new company coming in, how does that affect them providing us with a monthly update at our meetings as discussed in our retreat, that we should have at least a monthly update? That's number one. And number two, are they willing to come in at a specific time? Because we discussed having board study sessions as it pertains to the budget quarterly or whatever dates we choose. And if no one is hired to come into that position, are they willing to come in and have this retreat with us to go over budgeting and discussions as we did in the past? That was something that was discussed also at our retreat at the board. So can we
Yes.
discuss that?
Yes. And that is something that they have included in their proposal. Attend all board meetings and provide monthly financial reports.
What about possibly coming in for a retreat to do a board study session on the budget, maybe quarterly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, trustees?
Yes. Yes. I have, exactly what is the realm of the scope of what they're providing? My concern is that, the, being that we're a school district and we have sinking funds, we have, the TAN, we have different things that, are specific to our district. What has been their experience in facilitating that? And is it expected that they will do budget projections, especially with the changing climates in the state, in the country today? Or are they just going to be balancing the books for the district?
Thank you. Some of the things that they're going to be working on is managing the workload and responsibilities of the department, providing leadership, management, and supervision for all business services activities, including accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll, procurement, grant accounting, general accounting operations, cash management, budget, risk management, and debt services management, managing all organizational treasury management functions, including the issuance of tax anticipation notes, state aid notes, any emergency loans, and all other financings, management of the organization's budget development and management processes, including annual preparation of the budget and all budget amendments, oversee and monitor the annual independent auditing process, ensure all departments' staff execute all their related functions, provide the financial management of all sinking fund and bond issue projects, manage all bond proceeds, provide oversight as to actual versus budget project costs, review and approve applicable change orders, updates and monitors the district cash flow position, prepare the L 4029, calculate the millage rollbacks, negotiate and oversee tax collection agreements with 8 local municipalities, and monitor all Trustee Miller, all district tax collections, oversee and recommend district investments and ensure all investments meet local, state, and federal requirements, continuously provide financial analysis of district expenditures and provides recommendations to ensure resources are spent in the most efficient and effective manner, provide contract administration for the outsourced facility maintenance, operations and ground, food service, and student transportation functions, ensures all applicable local, state, and federal reporting requirements are met, provides for the administration of the organization's risk management insurance program, leads multiple projects and supports and motivates effective teamwork to provide quality services, leads the development and directs the implementation of strategic and/or operational plans, projects, programs, and systems in the business services areas that align with those of the organization in collaboration with department members, promotes and supports organizational culture by reinforcing the Board of Education goals, policies, and procedures in the organization's vision, mission, and continuous improvement plan, provides support and collaborates with other departments of the Pontiac School District, is a member of the Superintendent's Cabinet and attends cabinet meetings, attends meetings as requested by the Pontiac School District Superintendent, including executive sessions of the Board of Education, regular and special board meetings.
Any other questions, Trustee Miller? Okay. Any other questions, trustees? Well, I know we are very appreciative that Jim Graham was willing to come back and support us when we need it after the vacancy of our CFO position, as well as him bringing on Shelby to support us while he was on vacation. Unfortunately, we knew they couldn't stay forever. However, we did ask if they could consider. But I appreciate the recommendation from Jim to consider this consulting firm to help us to, in this space of vacancy. As Trustee Dooley was saying, we do need to find, we would love to find someone to permanently, to employ someone permanently in the position. However, if we're not receiving the applicants, and I trust that the HR department is doing their due diligence to find viable candidates for any of our positions. But as we know, just as with the Pontiac School District, there's a shortage and a need for qualified educators and professionals in the educational space across the country. So we will continue to do our due diligence to try to find someone to fill this role. But in the meantime, I appreciate the recommendation, and based on their scope of work, they're doing everything that we would need if we had someone internal to fill this role. So I thank you, Dr. Leverett, and I also thank Mr. Graham for providing this recommendation.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is round 2, EV bus purchase. Dr. Leverett.
Thank you. This is for discussion and action, and Bill is here, so I can save a little bit of my voice. This is for the MSBO 10-unit EV buses with lift specs, MSBO 5-unit bus specs. Bill?
Thank you. I'm going to step out here a little bit so I can see you and you can see me, and I'm not stuck in the corner over there. So for those of you who don't know, we were awarded in 2022 our first round of EPA funds for buses for 25 buses. This is a follow-up to that program. The school district of the city of Pontiac was awarded a grant from the EPA Clean School Bus Program for 15 electric buses and infrastructure in the spring of 2024 for $5,925,000. Using the national buying power and negotiated bidding procurement processes through MSBO, we're able to procure the same make and model of buses as we purchased back then to reduce future parts and maintenance costs for the district. Of the 15 buses that we're projecting or that we're proposing we're getting, 10 of those will be lift buses to accommodate the district's special needs population. Utilizing sequential charging, meaning multiple charging cables per dispenser and a porter through our transportation provider, will allow us to better utilize the charging infrastructure by swapping buses as they are charged. So originally when the plan was designed, we had a 1-to-1 setup, one charger for one bus. Technologies have advanced in that arena, and we're able to use one charger to charge up to 5 buses consecutively. So you pull in, you plug in the 5 buses, the system automatically through the software charges bus number 1. When it's at capacity, it switches over to bus number 2, and so on. So using our first 25 charging systems, we're able to charge our entire 40 bus fleet using the sequential charging. Some will have 2 chargers, some will have, 2 whips, some will have 3, some will have up to 5. So we're not having to invest in that multi-million dollar of infrastructure. We get a bigger bang for our buck. A full bus charge, so when it comes in, and it'll be close to 0, takes approximately 3.5 hours on our largest capacity charger. So we're able to cycle through these buses using a body through our transportation provider that'll pull the bus off of the charging infrastructure, back it into an open spot, and then pull in a new bus and keep that cycle going through the course of the day and evening. This funding is through, it's $5.925 million through the EPA funds, and the account number is listed in there. There's a difference of $418,000 that will come from the initial EPA funds in our investment account. We didn't have that account number, so it's not because Oakland Schools hasn't loaded our account numbers yet. So as soon as we get that, we'll make an amendment to this and change that for your review. This policy is related to the federal purchasing, the policy related to the federal purchase is a PSD policy 6325. It is the recommendation of the Board of Education. No, that's not right. It is, it is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approves the purchase of 15 EV buses through MSBO in the amount of $6,343,365. utilizing $5.925 million from the EPA funds and the balance from our investment accounts from the original EPA grant.
All right, thank you. Board trustees, any questions or comments?
I do.
Trustee Dooley?
So initially, if my memory serves me properly, when this was first presented, I'm sure I asked the question several times that this was totally free in the sense of grants or however the money came. I specifically asked,
Yes,
would
you
any
did.
money come out of general fund? And I was told zero. Now you're asking for $418,000, 418,305.
And change.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, the change. So what happened?
Tariffs. So the cost of the buses have increased since we originally laid this plan out due to no,
Tariffs as in taxes.
yes.
Okay, so,
The physical cost of the buses has increased from when we originally looked at purchasing, over which we have no control. And they'll continue to increase, I would presume.
and when you guys did this bill, no one foresaw that possibly additional monies would be needed. No one did any allocations to, as you always do, if someone goes over budget, you have so much set, that type of thing.
Ma'am, I'm not a mind reader for the President of the United States. I have no control over
I
that.
didn't ask you to be a mind reader. I just asked in the sense of planning, did anyone think about allocating additional funding in case something else came up? So apparently that's
No,
a no.
they were fixed costs at the time that we looked at procurement.
So were we able to go back to the EPA program, guess who gave us the money, and ask for additional monies in light of the cuts from the president or whatever he's doing?
Yes, ma'am, we
That's
did
another
ask.
story.
So I met with the EPA 2 weeks ago. We had a physical meeting at our transportation center at the Fell Center. They are not making any amendments to any of their grants. They're trying to close out their program because of how the administration is currently moving forward with their cuts. And we asked if, okay, we originally applied for 15 buses at 309,000 309,200 and I don't know, my math is working, 3,925. If we chose to do 14 buses, which is what the question, so staying within our limit, could we do that? Their answer was no, that the contract was for 15 buses. So we have to show 15 buses, and we have to pick up the difference in that cost.
Are you?
Thank you, Bill. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. When we were first presented with the grants, the month, I believe it was in February, and it was it was a surplus of funding. I know I specifically asked the question. It was like $1,065,000. It was over $1 million surplus after the buses were purchased, and I asked what was the plan to spend that money, and I specifically said, because if it's a grant, we don't want to give grant money, we don't want to give free money, we want to utilize it all. And at the time, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we were told that it would go towards the installation of the charging for the buses. So if that is the case, I guess my question is that million and something dollars that was left over from the grant after the purchase of the buses, can part of that be utilized instead of pulling out 400 and something thousand from the general
There is
fund?
no extra money now. So the cost of the buses has gone up approximately $80,000 per bus from our original buses. Our first round bus cost was approximately $347,000 a bus, and I think now we're at $411,000. And again, that's just the cost of the buses now.
Did the buses also go up as a, having to fit them for the lifts? The 10 buses, how much did that cost us?
That's about $10,000. It's
Per-
not a per bus.
10 per bus?
Yeah, it's not a
So that's
huge
another
amount.
100,000. And no one foresaw that we possibly needed lifts on the bus when we ordered initially, so that possibly would have been a discount. No one thought about our handicap, our,
At
other
the ti-
persons
at the time
needing-
that those were ordered, and when we first laid this out, and we began laying this out
so,
3.5 years ago,
and no one thought of that would be a necessity?
it was presumed at the time that the fixed cost of the buses would not increase. So when we look at adding a lift to a bus, there's other things that we take out. So there's other chairs that we take out. It's a different configuration on the bus. So it kind of makes up for itself as you add and delete different things to the products.
So my question initially, when the buses were ordered, the lifts were not inclusive of that order. Is that a
No,
yes or no?
Correct. We ordered 25 buses without lifts initially.
Trustee Miller, did you have any additional questions?
No, thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Bill? Yes, trustee Gross.
And I'm sure you looked at this too, looking at the interest that was possibly raised from the grants that had been sitting there. We utilized those funds as well, whatever we had.
Yes,
Okay.
that's where the additional 400,000 would come out of.
Of the,
Of the
Interest.
interest, correct.
so it actually wouldn't physically cost us. Right. We're actually utilizing the interest.
I'm not the accountant.
No, I just want to get a clarity.
Yes.
We're not actually going into the general fund to actually remove.
Well, no, technically it is the general
Yes,
fund.
but it was from the interest of the grants that
Yes.
were there.
There would
So
be
there
a
was-
transfer from.
That is
an account.
correct. That is correct. Okay, thank you.
Can you clarify that again for me, trustee Gross? You're saying, repeat what you said. I might have missed a piece.
We received the grant monies within the account
Mhm.
some years ago. There was interest that was raised through that monies. I don't know the actual amount of the monies, but the interest is also placed into the general fund. So that would have been extra money that we had to do
Gotcha.
something else. But because what's transferring, that's what's happening over in DC has caused us to take that money that we got from the interest of the buses to actually use it to pay for the remaining amount of what the buses cost based on the tariffs and the extra taxes. So you're not actually physically going in there to take money. This is money that was placed in there through interest.
But not a 418,000 though, right?
It's over 609,000.
Yes, it is. That's interest, yeah, but you put it in general fund, we could have used it for something else. Now we have to use it for the buses.
Thank you, trustee Gross. Any other questions? Any other comments?
Point of clarity. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding. The interest is actually, the 600,000 or whatever, is actually the 418 coming. So we're not necessarily taking any money from the general fund because we're actually utilizing the interest money to pay for the buses. Am I correct? Am I correct? Is that a yes or no?
That's no.
Okay, thank you.
Because the money is part of the general fund.
Yes. Yes. So I think what trustee Gross is trying to basically help us to understand is that the funding that is in the general fund is available to cover the cost of the buses because that monies that is there was due to the interest that we received on the money.
Right, so
So it wasn't a question of whether we have the money or not. It was just him stating that the funds would have to come from the general funds account.
Right.
Not a question about whether we had enough, but it was just saying that this is where the funds would come from to cover this cost for the,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
And I'm clear with that part, President Hannah. I just wanted to be sure that my understanding, and oftentimes I need you to facilitate my thinking, that the 600,000 came off of interest that was derived from the grant. That money, and the figures may be wrong, 600 was placed into general fund. With that money being placed in the general fund, the 418 and some change actually comes out of that 600. That's basically what I needed a yes or no from.
Yes.
Thank you. So then we're to the good, because if you're only
Should be
using
balanced.
418, give or take my math, there's 180 plus
Yes, ma'am.
thousand still left.
No, because the money had already been placed
so
into the
somebody
general
said
fund.
yes, somebody
The
said-
money has, listen, the money has already been placed in general fund. The money could have been utilized for something else that it's been there, it's been accumulating over years. But the point is, the money from the interest was placed into account. Now, if there is still 400,000 remaining from that interest, we can utilize it. But remember now, it was placed into the general fund, which covers various things within the district for spending. Correct, Chris?
Thank you
Right.
for that clarity.
Yes, so, but the money is in there, if it's still in there, based on the interest that was put in there. So, but 200,000 could have been spent for something else.
Right.
Out of that
Well,
money, I'm
so-
just saying.
If I can,
But,
a
go
moment.
ahead,
So
so we can,
with the federal guidelines on it, it has to be spent on
The bus,
that program.
so it should be there.
it should be, it could be chargers, anything.
Yes, sir.
Yes, could it be moving of chargers, new chargers, anything?
We can't use them for like books
No,
or
no.
salaries or that kind of stuff.
Specifically for the E EV.
I thank you so much,
Thank you.
Trustee Gross, for
Mhm.
clarifying that for me.
Yep.
It certainly supports why we need a forensic audit.
Any other comments from Mr. Holcomb? Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Holcomb.
you.
Appreciate you. All right, moving on down to action items. Can I get a motion for the approval of strategic action plan?
So move.
Support.
It's been moved by VP Bowman and supported by Trustee Gross for the approval of the strategic action plan. Any questions? Roll call.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
No.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
No.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
That passes 5-2.
Thank you very much. Can I get a motion for the approval of the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct, please?
Support.
It's been moved by Treasurer Terry and supported by VP Bowman for the approval of the 2025-2026 Student Code of Conduct. Any questions? Roll call.
Trustee Miller,
No.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
Trustee Bowman, sorry, VP Bowman.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
No.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
that passes 5-2.
All right, thank you. If I could get approval of the Business Services Consultant recommendation.
So moved. Support.
It's been moved by Treasurer Terry, supported by Trustee Gross for the approval of Business Services Consultant recommendation. Any questions? Roll call.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
No.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
No.
that passes 5-2.
All right, thank you very much. Can I get an approval for the Round 2 EV bus purchase?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Gross, supported by Treasurer Terry for the approval of the Round 2 EV bus purchase. Any questions? Roll call.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
No.
Trustee Gross,
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
No.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
that passes 5-2.
All right, thank you very much. Moving down the agenda under regular working agenda for discussion items is the election of a board secretary as well as a board treasurer. So item A, can I get nominations for a board secretary?
I
Wait,
would,
let me see. Sorry. Okay.
I would like to recommend Trustee Shaquana Davis Smith for secretary.
Okay, Secretary David Smith, do you accept the nomination to remain as secretary?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations for board secretary?
Yes, trustee Gross, I nominate trustee Dooley as secretary.
Okay. Trustee Dooley, do you accept the nomination for
I
board
accept the
secretary?
nomination for Secretary of the Board of Education, City of Pontiac.
Okay, thank you. Any other nominations? Okay, if we can. All right, can I get a vote for election of board secretary for Secretary Shaquana Davis Smith?
You asking for approval vote?
Nope, I'm sorry. We'll do that second.
Yeah.
Let me go to
Right.
election for board treasurer. Can I get a nomination for election of board treasurer?
Trustee Gross, I nominate trustee Miller.
Okay. Thank you. Trustee Miller, will you accept the nomination for election of board treasurer?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other nominations?
I would like to nominate trustee Terry.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Terry, do you accept the nomination to remain for as treasurer for the Board of Ed?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Next on we'll do our voting under action items. So moving down the agenda to item C, our 2025-2026 MASB delegate selection. We did receive an email, and in fact, today I just received a reminder in the mail reminding us to register by August 29th. Trustees, I think the information was sent to us via email as well. So hopefully everyone that is planning to attend, you have notified Ms. Wright so that she can register you and also select your courses for the annual leadership conference. So just curious, how many have, because we do need to vote for delegates tonight. So has everybody notified Ms. Wright that they will be attending?
I just did.
Point of information, we just received the email today with the request from Ms. Wright to notify her of that. So, I mean, unless people did it right before the meeting, it's unrealistic to expect as a board or individuals that we would have been able to submit that request.
Point
No.
of privilege.
Thank you.
I just want to say that the emails have been out. They're not necessarily always, I guess, put out there in bold as an individual email, but they do come through in their regular updates, and it also links in there as well. As you scroll down through the emails, you can see that link specifically where you can go on there and register. Usually what I do once I see that link available or that option to register, I usually just forward that whole email. It won't be a specific email, but they also do send out mailings as well.
Okay, thank you. No, I know these emails regarding the conferences come directly from MASB. And I believe the email that was sent from Ms. Wright today was just a reminder for trustees to do it. But the emails is not initiated by Ms. Wright. They are from MASB. So thank you, Ms. Wright, for sending us all a reminder, because had I not received this or seen that, I would have forgotten to register for the courses as well. So I'm just curious to know, those of you that are planning to attend, I want to make sure that we include you if you have an interest in being a delegate. So that was my reason for asking, even if you haven't yet selected your courses, but if you are planning to attend and would like to serve as a delegate, please, this is the time that we'll make that selection to see if you're interested. So
Point of information, President Hannah, for clarity, as it relates to the one conference as a trustee that I was able to attend, which was the NASB conference in Atlanta, it was a lot of discussion regarding who was able to go, who was eligible to go, and that for future conferences, it would be safe to assume that the same discussion would happen. We had not had any discussion about it, so I was unsure if this was a conference that all board members will be attending. So of course, I did not initiate registering for classes because I don't know if who you guys are going to allow to go. based upon, I mean, you guys have given me reasons based upon funding, based upon completing courses, and a whole array of information or reasons. So how are we supposed to know who's going to be selected, who can attend without any discussion based upon past practice?
I think, well, typically, if there is a conference or something that's coming up, we would usually just ask who's interested in attending. Or if courses, or even with summer session courses that have been offered, trustees will just ask if they could take classes. So again, I didn't ask Ms. Wright who had followed up with her, who had reached out to her, until I reached out to say that yes, I was, because I saw the reminder. But typically we would just ask if we got the information and was curious or interested in attending anything, we would just ask the question. So I'm sorry that you weren't aware of it, or maybe it just slipped through your email because we hadn't had a
It definitely did not
conversation.
slip through. I read all the emails.
Well,
from
I'm sorry
MASC.
that you did not know that this was a conference that we were that trustees are able to attend. So again, tonight, if you are interested in attending, no problem. Just let me, as we talk about being delegates, we can just identify and select individuals to serve as delegates. Everybody is able, if you're able to, it is okay for all trustees to attend this particular conference. Again, we're just asking if you are planning to attend, just let us know. And that way we can include you if you would like to be considered as a delegate. We can have 3 delegates and 1 alternative. So that's half of the board. So if anybody is going and you would like to
I would
serve
be
as a
interested.
delegate. Okay, thank you, trustee Dooley.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Trustee Gross?
Yes, if you were to look at your calendar, prior to the email coming out from MASB, Ms. Wright sent us the calendar events to put into our calendar. And the MASB Leadership Conference is one of them, along with the CUBE Conference in Los Angeles. And then I always look at my emails to be on the lookout for emails that come from NSBA, MASB, as well as CUBE, because we want to have the opportunity to be able to stay in the actual conference hotel when these events come out. So once I receive it, the first email that I receive, I forward it to Ms. Wright, and then I found out that she also receives them. So we actually can be registered to be placed into the host hotel. And then I say the calendar of event, this calendar days came out prior to the actual email. And then when the email came in, I immediately made contact with Ms. Wright so we can actually be part of the host hotel. So I'm just saying, futurely, just take a look at it. They're going to send us emails as it pertains to the conferences, because the next conference from the NSBA is in April in San Antonio. It's not time to register yet. They will be forwarding that email to us. So just take a look at it and see it. And if you want to attend, just make contact with Ms. Wright and provide her with your information. As it pertains to the leadership conference, it's an excellent opportunity for us to take classes that we need to continue to move up in our levels. And then you also receive conference points for your levels when you attend these various conferences. So that's all I'm saying. The information was sent to us via Ms. Wright to place in our calendar prior to the email coming out.
Thank you, trustee Dooley. Trustee Gross.
You're welcome.
That's okay. Sorry. Okay, trustees, again, if you're interested in attending and would like to serve as a delegate, you can just let me know. I do have trustee Dooley's name written down.
Oh, okay.
VP Bowman said she would like to serve as a delegate.
I would as well. Thank you.
All right, and trustee Miller.
And I'll be your alternate.
All right, perfect.
Want to switch, Kevin?
No,
Oh,
you can sit in that long meeting.
All right,
No,
okay.
I did enough.
Yeah.
And then we have an alternate. Okay. All right, so now moving down to action items for the approval. Now we will do our election for the approval of the board secretary. Can I get the votes for roll call for selecting Secretary Shaquana Davis Smith?
So I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley? No. Trustee Gross?
No.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
No.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
and VP Bowman.
Yes.
That passes 4-3.
All right, and can I get we still do the votes for?
There's no need.
No need to. She got the votes. All right. Thank you. Well, congratulations again, Secretary Davis Smith, for remaining as the secretary for the Board of Education. Next, we will do approval of a board for the position of Treasury. Roll call, please.
One
Who's it
second.
for? Who's
I'm
it for?
sorry, for Treasurer Marcus Terry.
Oh, he called Miller before.
He called Miller
I did.
before. Okay, we'll start with Miller. Can we start with, roll call, please? Secretary Davis Smith, or we'll start with Trustee Miller for Board Treasurer.
Sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
Trustee Dooley,
Yes.
Trustee Gross,
Yes.
President Hannah,
No.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Terry,
No.
Trustee Bowman,
No.
VP Bowman,
No.
and I'm voting no. That fails.
Okay, so now we'll do approval for Treasurer Marcus Terry. Roll call, please.
We know how it's gonna go.
Right, you already know he's gonna win.
But you
still have to
you
do
still
it.
have to do it. So it can place
We
on the
didn't do
record.
mine. No,
They
you
didn't do it
didn't.
for
We didn't do it
Trustee
for
Dooley.
me. We didn't go through that.
It has to be placed on the record because she was the first one called.
And because it failed for him, then we have to,
Yes.
it has to be a pass in order to be accepted.
Right.
Trustee Gross,
No.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
No.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
Yes. He's gonna get it anyway.
that passes 5-2.
All right, thank you very much. Moving down for the approval of the 2025-26 MASB delegate selection. Can I get a motion to accept Trustee Miller, Trustee Dooley, and VP Bowman as our 3 delegates,
So moved.
and Trustee Gross for our alternates?
Support.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley
Yes.
and Trustee Gross.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, thank you very much. Moving down the agenda to finance items for discussion and action, the 2025-2026 procurement card authorization positions. Dr. Leverett.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Hannah. This is for discussion and action, as we have previously brought before the board, the P-card list of employees and limits. This is for the fiscal year 26 procurement card authorization positions. The allowable and unallowable purchasing with district funds is attached. The background rationale, the attached listing shall be the authorized positions to use the district-approved purchasing cards for the 25-26 fiscal year. A list of the authorized users is maintained on the district website within the transparency section under the heading District Credit Card Information per statutory requirements found in MCL 388-1618, subsections 2. Throughout the school year, requests for a P-card limits to be temporarily raised, especially at the start of the school year, for supply orders as well as staff movements are documented and authorized by the superintendent or designee. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the FY 25-26 authorized positions for the district purchasing P-card program. And I have Chris Ward here who can go into greater detail regarding the allowable and unallowable purchasing with district funds, as well as the procedures and safeguards that we have in place to ensure that our employees are utilizing these P cards with a matter of integrity. Chris? Or
Excuse
does the
me.
board have any questions?
Excuse me, Superintendent Leverett. Our last meeting, when we discussed these P cards, we were to meet. Did I miss the meeting?
Call a meeting.
No, we didn't have a meeting.
So with that being stated by the president, if we didn't have a meeting, last meeting, we agreed that we would meet. Why are we discussing this right now when we have had no additional conversation from the last time we talked about this, and we did not want to vote on it because some of those numbers were astronomical?
I don't recall us saying that we were going to have a meeting, but we did ask Dr.
girl,
Leverett
point
to
of
provide us with
information.
information. Excuse me, we did ask Dr. Leverett to provide us information as it relates to this, and I think she did.
No, I would disagree. With all due respect, we were to meet. We were to meet so we could hash it out, because we also talked about, because the numbers were so large, we wanted to see where we could shave to try to get the bus drivers some of their money.
Okay.
Point of
Dr.
order. Can I?
Yeah, you can call.
No, I was the one that made the recommendation that we meet in a special meeting.
Okay, did we have it?
Here's the thing. We did not make a motion to approve for a special meeting to have. That decision was not made. I was the one that made the recommendation. If we recall, at that meeting, I made the recommendation that we can go into a special meeting to go over the P card information as well as some other information that we had discussed. There was not a second and there was not a vote to have a meeting. That's all I'm saying. That there was a discussion of us having a special meeting, and nothing was voted on it to do so. So
Okay,
then the information came out from Dr. Leverett about the P card and how things would change.
okay. So we
Point
will
of
continue.
information, please. Thank you. Trustee Gross, I was the one that asked for it to be tabled, but my specific wording was,
Yeah, you
if it could be approved for
You did.
the principals and, and facilities and things of that sort, while we have a discussion regarding the central office P card allowances. And I specifically said, pending a special meeting is where we are provided a date within a day or two, and the special meeting occurs within the next 2 weeks. That was on July 14th.
That's correct. No vote was taken.
And no, okay. So, okay.
We did vote
so
to have,
we were-
excuse me, point of order. We did agree to have the meeting.
There was no vote made because no date was set as to why a meeting was not held. So we did table it because we didn't vote. or
So
take
why is it back
action
on the agenda if we
did not
tabled it?
vote. We did not, we tabled it as to, which is why it's back on the agenda now, because we did not have the discussion at that time. And this is 2 weeks later, and Dr. Leverett provided us with information. And now Chris is here to further explain and give us more information as it relates to this matter.
So Dr. Hannah, we did.
Yes.
We talked about, we did not want to hold up facilities getting toilet paper, paper towels, soap, those types of items. We did not want to hold up principals having available supplies for the students to kick off the school year. We
Right.
did have that discussion.
No, oh, you're right. I do recall us having
So the
that
rest of it was
discussion.
part of the discussion as well.
But
If you
what
could-
we're saying is we did not vote to schedule a meeting. No special meeting was, this discussion took place, I believe, at our July 14th meeting. And you're absolutely right. We
So when
agreed
do we
to
have to
table
vote?
it. So today we're having discussion regarding this P card, and we're going to move forward and have discussion, and we can
Whoa,
vote
whoa.
accordingly. If we don't want to vote on it, or if it's a vote to table this because you want, then that could take place. But it is on the agenda for discussion today, and that's what we're going to have. Now, how we proceed with that is up to the board.
So I would like to, if it's in order,
Well, right now,
to
it's
make a
for up for
motion
discussion.
I would like to make a motion to delay any additional discussion, any further talking about a procurement card opposed to what we suggested on July 14th as to Marvin having usage of his and the principals. Everyone else, I'd like to hold off until we have that special meeting.
There's a
And-
motion on the floor.
Madam Chair,
Yes, trustee Gross,
if we finish with discussion, I would like to call for the vote.
call for the vote.
That's not going to change anything. I call for the vote.
To vote on using, can you clarify,
Robert Rules of Orders allow us upon completion of
I know
discussion that
that
we
you
can
can
call
call for the vote.
I'm calling for the vote.
which vote? For
The
vets
vote on the P card.
to use it?
Correct. Just vote.
No,
Without, are we saying we do not want to hear from Chris?
Call for the vote.
All right, trustee, Secretary Davis Smith, call for the vote.
Trustee Miller,
no.
trustee Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
That's a absolute no until we have a forensic audit
Just
for
vote.
money to be
Just vote.
spent.
Yes or
Trustee
no.
Gross.
Just yes or no.
No.
I made my statement,
VP
trustee.
Hannah. I'm sorry, President Hannah.
Yes.
That passes 4-3.
Thank you. Moving down the agenda to communications, petitions, and delegations.
We have two. Your request to address the Pontiac Board of Education for 3 minutes is granted with your commitment that all comments will be delivered with courtesy and civility. Failure to do so will result in forfeiture of your allotted time. We have Ms. Chauncey
Chauncey Dow.
Down. Did she leave?
Oh, no, she's
Okay,
here.
we'll
Oh,
open it.
careful.
Hi, Johnson.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi, Chauncey.
I'm here representing Kennedy School and the Special Education Department. I have flyers at the door, and the board should have flyers. On August 12th, we're hosting a back-to-school block party for all self-contained classes across the district. It started out to be really small. We were just going to have the 95 Kennedy students. We got overwhelming support from our partners in the district. And we didn't want to waste this opportunity for partners like Community Living Services. I've got 2 ASD social groups coming, DHS is coming, and several other community resources are coming. And we wanted to make sure we had enough students that would make it worth their time to come. So we opened it up to all the self-contained special ed classrooms across the district. An email went out to the families today. It's going up on the website, and I'll be sending out postcards tomorrow. But we'd really like everybody in leadership, on the board, anybody that has the chance to come next week to come join us. We got confirmation today that Ashley will be joining us for a hiring fair. One of the new EV buses is coming. First student will be doing a hiring fair as well. So this is really going to be an exciting event. We've got volunteers coming from some of our faith partners. There'll be hot dogs, popcorn, cotton candy, chips, juice. Oakland County Parks is bringing out a huge bounce house and a nature education table. And then my wonderful logistics chair has secured a car seat checkup clinic from McLaren. So we're gonna have lots of fun things to do. And this is almost entirely funded by the community and through donations. So the only thing we're missing right now is backpacks. So anybody got a line on some backpacks for me? Please let me know. If you need a flyer, I've got some. And any questions?
Can you confirm the date, please?
It is Tuesday, August 12th from 11 to
Okay.
3.
Thank you.
Thank you, Johnson.
And the next person is Stephanie Alexander.
I'm Stephanie Alexander.
Use the mic.
I'm here for a couple different reasons. As a bus driver, also as a parent. The first one for a bus driver, we're just wondering if there's any updates in regards to our last ask on July 14th for the ARP funding for the bonuses. Also, as a bus driver, I'm asking about, you guys were talking about the EV buses. Currently, you said that plan was about 3.5 years ago, you guys put into place. We do have EV buses on the lot. There's no charging ports. And from that plan setting place so long ago, there were other plans made in regards to the current buses we have. They're not EV, but they are nice. They have central air, tinted windows. The condition is just overall nice. But just last week, 7 of those buses were took from us and sent to Port Huron. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. And in regards to those 7 buses being taken from us, we were replaced with 7 buses that are older, seats torn, ripped, no air condition, check engine lights. Literally, as they're dropping the buses off to our lot and taking our good, well-rounded buses, these buses are breaking down in the parking lot. So my question in regards to the EV is, when are you guys going to put up the charging stations? We see buses sitting there. We haven't been trained on them. They're just sitting there. You guys spent all this money. Where's the charging stations for them? Because in the meantime, school is about to start in September. And these kids are going to have to get on these older buses because, to my understanding, they're coming to get more of our current buses that we have. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but I just want to put that into your minds. Also, as bus drivers, it's been brought to the topic of conversation that for special needs, special education, we feel that all special education buses should have monitors on them. I know in the past they used to. Currently now it's a safety issue. You have to think as a driver, if you're getting a student that's on a wheelchair, you have to pull your bus over to the side, put it in accessory, step off the bus, not knowing if there's other special need children on that bus that could possibly jump off while you're trying to put a wheelchair on with no other assistance. Not only that, you have to put into consideration the weather, the climate, the road conditions, and oncoming traffic. So maybe you guys could put into consideration to add on monitors. Now, me talking as a parent, I myself asked for my child to be evaluated in regards to learning disabilities for years on years on years on years on years. Still haven't got a response. To my understanding, when it comes to the Board of Education, once you put in a request for your child to be evaluated due to learning disabilities, they have to respond within 30 days. But like I said, it's been years. My daughter, and I'm sure there's other parents in the district, and you guys all know there's a literacy issue going on in the district, and we need something done in regards to that. We need to get these babies, and I'm speaking as a parent, as my own child, the proper background and education that she needs to get her where she needs to be at. And I'm asking you guys to look into that. What can we do to get these proper therapists in, proper situations going where we can get these kids the attention that they need, because it's hurting us. And these kids are just being passed along day after day, and they're not getting what they need, and it makes them feel some type of way and put a complex on them when they're in the classroom. I'm a parent. My daughter gets hurt from that, and she needs help. So I'm speaking for all parents who are asking for their kids for help to help. So hopefully you guys could look into those bonuses, the charging ports, the buses that were just swapped out, as well as possible evaluations for IEPs as well.
Yes. Thank you.
And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander.
All right, any other ones? Any more?
That's all.
Okay, can I get a motion to go into closed session, please?
So moved.
Support?
It's been moved by trustee Gross, supported by BP Bowman, to go into closed session. Any questions? Roll call, please. Okay.
I moved.
Okay.
Point of order, President Hannah, do you think it would be a good thing for us to do our closing while we have people opposed to having them wait for us to come out of close?
No, we're not adjourning our meeting. We're going into closed session right now.
I didn't say we were adjourning.
Secretary Davis Smith, can you roll call, please?
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley,
Yes.
Trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, the time is now 7:43 PM. And we are now going into closed session.
Let's get this over with. Long fiscal year.
Get a little chilly in here.
All right, can I get a motion to come out of closed session, please?
So moved. Support.
Was moved by Treasurer Terry and supported by
Trustee Dooley.
Trustee Dooley to come out of closed session. Any questions? Roll call, please.
VP Bowman?
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley?
Yes.
Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, the time is 8:09 and we are ending closed session. As we resume with our meeting, we move down to board comments and announcements. I'll start with Trustee Dooley.
Good evening, and thank you guys for staying. This is to our TV land. Hey, everybody, our educational stakeholders that have tuned in. And a special thank you, as always, to my 7,617 people that voted for me to put me in this seat. I want to say much success for the Kennedy program, your open house that you're having, or the event. Much success. You mentioned school book packs. Check with Christian Community Response Team, CCRT 248-499-9621. Give us a call. Also, we will be giving certain schools in the district uniforms. Those uniforms will be delivered to the schools. As always, I have been on this board since, January? And I am still requesting a forensic audit. Why do we need a forensic audit? Well, it would appear that logic dictates it. We're starting a new year. If this was your own business, your family business, and I was joining your business, are you just going to take what I say, that I tell you the books reflect, or how much is in the bank? Would you not want to know? We are here for transparency. Until we have an audit, I'll probably continue to vote no, because I don't believe that we are doing ourselves a service. It's more of a disservice until we align our resources to see what's happening. I spoke with the young lady that represented the buses, and I don't want to run out of time. I'm gonna look for something while I'm keep talking. As it relates to recruitment of teachers, I have started to personally call people that have teaching certificates that are available and ready. So hopefully they can come. Stephanie, I talked to you. I sent you an email telling you that I was hoping that you could receive some information to report back. We promised you that, and I don't believe we delivered as a board. I'm not going to put it on anyone. This is what I said to her. Just know you are being heard and your questions need answers and require the formal response to be addressed in a timely manner from the superintendent. As a member of this board, I have one vote that I vowed and took an oath to represent all educational stakeholders with transparency and accountability. I look forward to seeing you at the next board meeting, and possibly we will hear the responses and a remedy that will provide relief and work out in a way that supports academic achievement. We have to get the students transported safely to and from school. Your support and intricate service you provide cannot be ignored, denied, or misvalued. With that being said, I'm very hopeful that things will work out for the good of them that love the Lord. I said that because we have to do something to support those bus drivers, to drive those new buses, and to get our kids to and fro. We cannot. A few of them expressed disappointment, and that many of them are talking about terminating their own employment. We don't want to find ourselves at the opening of school and not have bus drivers there. Teacher contracts are not settled.
You do not want to go into a new year and the teachers are not comfortable. I'm speaking from personal experience. Being in the classroom, you want them to not have to deal with added pressures as they start the year. So we want to look at that. As always, it's a pleasure to serve you here. And I continue to vow that I will do my very best to continue to operate truthfulness, accountability, transparency, and alignment. As always, student academic achievement is our #1 goal. All roads point to student academic achievement that must be sustainable. But before we can go any further, we need a forensic audit. Whoever is out there that can help us get a forensic audit going, I need your assistance. Trustee Dooley. With that, I bid you a good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Trustee Miller.
I was Dooley.
No,
That was Trustee Dooley.
Trustee Miller.
Thank you, President Hannah. Good evening, everyone. I would like to use this opportunity to speak directly to the community in the full spirit of transparency. For 7 months, I've made several written requests addressing the consistent lack of transparency, unequal communication, and blatant disregard for board policy. I have expressed how these issues continue to undermine this board's credibility and functionality and the ability to govern effectively. Yet, time and time again, communication is siloed, leaving some of us uninformed and deliberately excluded. This board is designed to function as a collective governing body, not as a hierarchy dictated by personal relationships or selective access to information. No single board member has the authority to direct or receive privileged communications without distributing that to the entire board. Our roles as board members includes the responsibility to hold each other accountable and operate in alignment with the policies that guide our conduct and governance. We cannot hold the administration accountable if we as a board are not functioning with clarity, openness, and mutual respect. We cannot preach accountability to administration or anyone while selective communication, private decision-making, and a breakdown of trust is within our board. Every board member was selected to serve, not to spectate. Per policy, no trustee can be denied access to information, updates, and decisions, not after the fact, not when it's convenient, and not through the back channel. Board policy and our code of ethics are not suggestions. They are binding expectations. I am calling for immediate corrective action, equitable communication, and enforcement of board policy around governance and decision-making, and a recommitment to full board transparency. I've said what needed to be said. I've said it for 7 months. I've reached out to leadership. I've put everything in writing, so this should come as no surprise. It's time that we stop pretending that things are functioning as they should when we know that they are not. This is the last time I will raise concern. If necessary, I will forward an email of resolution to address the issue and restore proper board function. It's overdue that we start governing with the integrity our community deserves. I did not take an oath to rubber stamp silence. We must start holding ourselves to the same standards, if not higher, that we expect from our administration and our students. My commitment remains to serve with integrity, to represent the best interests of this district, and to ensure that we uphold the governance practices that our community expects and deserves. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm sorry for my frustration, but this has been mounting for the past 7 months. I am tired of consistently almost begging this board to operate and function as directed by policy. It's nothing personal for me. I'm not making requests for anything that I want personally. But it seems to be that we're dictating and running our board based upon personal relationships. And I'm not in the collective. So I'm quite often the one that is not privileged to information. And I want to thank the community, because if it wasn't for y'all, a lot of the things that go on in this district, even though I sit at this table, I wouldn't even know. So thank you for that, and continue to reach out to me. Have a great night.
Trustee Gross. No comment. Secretary Davis Smith.
Good evening. I just wanted to remind everyone to come out next Tuesday from 11 to 3 to the back to school block party at Kennedy. It's gonna be at Kennedy, correct? At Kennedy. This Thursday also, we have the movie night for our kids held at the what was it? District office. So bring the kids out to that as well. Also, Saturday, District 1 is having a free breakfast for the youth at the library from 10 to 12. So it'll be a pancake breakfast for free for the youth at the library from 10 to 12 for District 1. But anyone is welcome to come. And I just want us to please keep our kids safe, our families, but continue to read to your students, and each night at least 30 minutes, and just be safe, everyone, and have a good night.
Okay, thank you. Treasurer Terry.
Good evening, everybody. Good information today. I appreciate all the hard work our administration and staff is putting together, I guess as a whole, to bring information to the board for us to make the best decision we can for this school district. With that being said, there has to be some, I guess you want to say, branch of trust. As an individual myself, and I do speak for myself, I can't say we, and I can't make promises. I'm just one board member. I'm not a whole 7. There's individuals that I feel that are here for whatever reasons, their own reasons, our own policies, our own procedures, our own things that they want to have done. And that's not the whole purpose of the board. The board is here for the school district overall. Just in general, just overall. So when I speak for myself, I'm speaking for myself. I'm here for these students. I don't want to hold this district back. I understand that we've come from I guess you want to say, a challenging era. Things have been happening, things have been changing, but things just don't happen overnight. So I take my hat off to the ones that are still here, that are still fighting for this district, that still keep this district pushing forward and not going backwards or becoming I guess you want to say, idle district. Things have to happen. This is a living business. If you check your spreadsheets, it's almost like a budget. Things are always changing. Personnel is always changing. Leadership is always changing. There's nothing constant, even though we want things to be constant. There's nothing constant. You have to think outside the box. So for me, myself, I'm just be honest. I'm here as a team player. I didn't come in here with trust issues. I didn't come in here with my own dictation. I didn't come in here so hung up on how many people voted for me to be in this position. I really didn't. I'm not here for that. I'm really not. But to be honest with everyone here and even my board members, to go back and look at the meeting that I was not here in attendance with and to hear the conversations that we hear out here in the public because of a few personality differences or a few clashes, it's ridiculous. And I'm gonna keep it real because that's the only way I know how to do is keep it real. I can't come up here and be buddy-buddy and act like I'm your friend and then turn around and want to hang out with you out in the public. Because your direction, your overall goal is doesn't seem like it's team oriented. And I hear all the complaints. I do. I really do. But at the same time, I'm gonna put it out there. If you have those complaints, bring some solutions. Plain and simple. Help us out as a team to move forward. Bring some solutions. I'm sorry. That's my time.
No,
I'm
I
good.
think you had another minute.
Oh, another minute. Okay.
But you
But
don't have to.
I just want to say, I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak as the whole board up here as an individual. That's just me. I can't make promises as a board member that I know that's not going to happen. But if you have an issue, if you have something, bring it to us. Give us some time to digest it. There's things that's being requested that in reality probably is not in the school budget. In reality, you don't have no proper real cause of justice to do it. Why we need a forensic audit, I don't know. I will vote no. That's my opinion. Our track record hasn't shown that we need that. And right now, I definitely know it's not in the budget. But for whatever reasons, you're on the board. I hope things work out for you in the future. But all I ask is that whatever you decide to do, don't take this district backwards. Just don't take us backwards and don't leave us idle to the point where we can't function. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Terry. VP Bowman.
Good evening, everyone. This was a very nice meeting, and I want you all to remember, if you haven't already, please vote tomorrow. Very, very important. Pontiac's future is it's a new beginning for us, so please get out and vote. It's exceptionally important. As a trustee, a single trustee, I'm going to again speak for myself as Trustee Terry, as all of the trustees have. It's a privilege to serve my community. I don't take this lightly in any regard. I was not elected the first or the second time just by happenstance. I was elected because the community spoke up, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be a voice of the people. Me and just about every trustee except for our Detroit trustee, which leans in and gives great insight from a different perspective, but it is a pleasure and a privilege to serve the community. I just want you all to know that every decision that I make it with integrity, I make it with dignity, I make it with diligence, and I make it with the truth, my truth. Everyone interprets things differently, but at the end of the day, I sleep well at night. I know that the decisions that I make are for the best interest of the students of the Pontiac School District and the staff of Pontiac School District. I don't take it lightly in any regard to sit in this seat. We are not where we want to be, but we are in no regards where we were. We are not in a deficit at this point in time. We have come out of a $50 million deficit. We have a surplus, and we have been good stewards of the dollar. Sorry, my chair's running away. I just want you all to know that service above self is how I lead. And I'm for this community. I'm for the bus drivers. I'm for the teachers. I'm for the students. I'm for the parents. I'm for Pontiac School District. So at any point in time, if you have a question, please feel free to reach out and call me or ask or whatnot. I'm not going to chase anybody. I'm not about to browbeat anybody about anything. What I am is going to stand 10 toes down in the decisions that I make for the best interest of this district. So as we continue to move forward and get ready for a new school year, I am positively hopeful. And I know that whatever contract that we don't have, we'll get it together. We must, in every facet, each one of us who's a part of this Pontiac School District family, we need to put our community first. We need to put our children first, and we need to know that we're not in, I'm not in it for self. I'm not in it for self, I'm in it for the community. So with that being said, again, please all vote, and just know that I am Pontiac proud, and I am a product of Pontiac School District, and we are the Phoenix and will continue to rise. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, VP Bowman. Well, today officially kicks off our 25-26 school year, and I'm excited about the success that we will have this coming school year. I am anticipating great things from our students, and I'm looking forward to the renewed energy and compassion and enthusiasm from our staff and administration that they'll bring on the first day of school. Early last week, Dr. Leverett and I had a conversation with Michigan House of Representative, our state rep Brenda Carter, because we were concerned about the matters at hand as they will impact the Department of Education. And so our question to her was, what can we as Pontiac do? Because our role is to support our students and families. So we want to make sure that we are prepared. So State Representative Brenda Carter did share with the board some information that we are to be aware of, and I'm going to share it a little bit with each of you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but State Representative Carter wrote, having served on the Pontiac School Board of Education for 8 years, I remain deeply committed to keeping you informed about the decisions being made or delayed in Lansing that affect our schools. I want to share a comprehensive overview of how the proposed Michigan House Majority K-12 budget, the federal H.R. 1 legislation, and current legislative delays could impact the Pontiac School District. As we prepare for a new school year, I will also be providing regular budget updates to help you stay informed and prepared. In short, the outlook is bleak, and I want to ensure you're ready for the potential challenges ahead. This document reflects both my lifelong commitment to the children of Pontiac and continued advocacy on their behalf. This is why we're here. It's for the kids. And if the changes that come down the pipeline are going to have an adverse effect on our students, we're all going to be in trouble. So the matter of why we're here is for the students. One of the things she mentioned in her report was that the Michigan House Majority budget, as it relates to that, Pontiac could receive approximately $8.8 million in base funding, but may lose targeted grants unless categoricals are restored. These are the issues that we need to be concerned about and talking about as it relates to the school district in the city of Pontiac. Impact on out-of-formula districts like Pontiac, key operational areas such as staffing, student services, transportation, and nutrition remain in limbo without budget clarity. These are the challenges that we should be staying up at night worried about, because whether we are bored, if there's no school district, all of us will be out of work. So that is what's most important, that we stay focused on why we're here. There will be differences of opinions because you got 7 different individuals, including Dr. Leverett, 8 people, adults, here serving in leadership positions. Everybody may not get along, but there should be a level of respect and trust in place, because we're all here to do one thing, and that's govern the school district of the city of Pontiac. I heard what my trustee said, and again, just as I mentioned before, when there's newness or sometimes it takes time to build your rhythm, but that doesn't mean it has to be broken completely. It just takes time for people to find their rhythm and learn how to work together. And I said it before, every single one of these trustees up here bring value to this school district. Everybody have different unique gifts that they bring to this board. But if we cannot learn how to work and respect one another's opinions and listen and learn, we're never going to be on the same accord. We won't be able to work together. And at the end of the day, that only hurts the students and the families in the Pontiac community. We all got different leadership styles, and I just want to speak to mine. My leadership style speaks to my character and is consistent with who I am as a professional, as well as in my personal life. I lead with humility, integrity, compassion, and yes, the spirit of collaboration, because I don't look at just I I always look at we. I stand on respect. I value teamwork. There are no big I's or little U's. And in order for this district to be successful, it's going to take every position, every person employed by the school district, from our bus drivers to our facility workers, to administration, and to superintendents, including the board trustees. I see all of us as Team Pontiac School District, PSD. So regardless of what position each of us play on Team PSD, it takes all of us working together to see our students, families, and this community win. I say all of this because despite the challenges that come with leadership, because regardless of who's at the top, there's always going to be something coming against them. The criticism, the doubt, the hard decisions that leaders have to make, that we have to make, it does not come easy. Leadership is not about being perfect, nor is it about having all the answers. So for me, leadership is about embracing those challenges, doing my best, and giving myself grace, and continuing to lead with heart and gratitude. So with that being said, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2025, our summer graduates. Your hard work did not go unnoticed. I want to continue encouraging our families with little ones to sign them up for preschool. There is still time to register. And I want to say thank you to our teachers, to our staff, those that have worked during the summer. We appreciate you. I know this is the last week of summer school, so you get a couple days, a couple weeks left before school actually resumes. And I know there were several different programs for students over the past few weeks, so I'm definitely looking forward to those reports to hear how everything went. Dr. Leverett, inside of, as she was discussing the strategic plan, she talked about community partners. And I want to thank McLaren Hospital as well as the Brinker Group for reaching out to us, expressing their interest in wanting to help Pontiac. So it's somebody that see the value in our students. Despite the chaos and the confusion that it may appear with leadership, there are still community partners that believe in our students. So to those two particular organizations, I say thank you, and we look forward to adding you to our list of other community partners. As VP Bowman mentioned, tomorrow is Election Day. So I say good luck to all of our candidates that are running, and please, everybody, do your due diligence to get out and practice your civic duty of voting. And also, I want to encourage community to come out on Thursday, August the 7th, and join us for movie night. I think they're playing Sonic 3. I think so. Okay. So that is all that I want to say. But again, I just want everybody to know, trustees, misunderstandings happen, miscommunication may happen, but at the end of the day, we, as Trustee Miller said, we all have to hold ourselves accountable, and how we show up, it matters. How the energy we give off to other people, it matters. So I hope we're all taking account to how we interact with, whether, I don't care if they're board members or whether they're staff members, everybody deserves respect as adults. And so I just hope that we're able to take that in consideration. And I do hope, and I believe that we will get on one accord and that we will be effective and we will continue to move this district forward for the city of Pontiac. So with that being said, I would like to get a motion to adjourn this meeting. It's been moved by Trustee Dooley and supported by Treasurer Terry to adjourn the meeting.
That was me. Oh,
That was you?
okay. It could be two.
VP Bowman. It was supported by VP Bowman to adjourn our meeting. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Voting yes. Trustee Dooley?
Yes.
Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
VP Bowman?
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, the time is now 8:37 PM and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.